Father Jean-Marc. So I like to talk. How do you find the Filipino there? Because you mentioned that most of them, are working in the household. How do you find them in comparison with those academe, the student, the embassy people? How do you see the Filipino faith there?
Yes, and this is an interesting question. When I have a look at the international community, you can see that each nationality has, let's say, its charisma.
Okay.
For example, in an international community like that, the Americans are very good in organization, being in a committee. But I have to say that I have a great joy working with the Filipinos, because each time I need some volunteer to do something, always I have Filipinos volunteering. Okay. But if I want someone to volunteer in a parish council, when I ask a Filipino, generally he or she says no. They like to serve and they like to help. And I have to say that I'm very grateful to the Filipino community, because they help a lot in the practical organization in the parish, whether it is as a treasurer or as it is in welcoming. I always have yes, welcoming committee. It's always Filipino who are there to help. They are as well a very lively presence. They are in the choir. They help a lot in the choir. Then several times a year we have an important celebration, like Christmas or Easter, and then we like to give an opportunity to the different cultures, and the Filipinos are there as well to express the specificity of their own culture. In the end of the year, in June, we celebrate the Filipino National Feast. It is almost our end of the year celebration, I would say, and it's always a very lively celebration. Because very often now we celebrate the national feast on the grounds of the church. Something which has struck me as well very much is how very often the Filipino embassy has been very near to the Filipino workers, and how it has been a home for the Filipino workers. I have pretty been struck by that.
When it comes to their faith, it doesn't matter who you are, but rather it's really God is the most important aspect where they can express themselves.
It is part of it, but it's not only the question of faith, because in the past we had as well a Muslim ambassador, and the relationship was the same. Faith plays a role, but as well, cultural bonds plays an important role as well.
Yeah, but I'm glad that I think, Father Jean-Marc, we have to have one more episode, because we just talk about Filipino community in the let's say it's a very ecumenical celebration that you have with the traditional Catholic and also the international Catholic. But how does the Muslim fellow brother sister comes into this relation? I think we should continue that, because as we are celebrating 10 years, I think the program wish the televiewers to understand more our Muslim brothers and how they accepted us for what we are. And I think your experience as a parish priest in the Catholic community can pave the way also to be the bridge of peace. Abangan po ninyo ang part 3 ng aming magandang discussion dito tungkol po kung paano nagkaroon ng coexistent ang mga Muslim sa mga Catholic sa tulong po ni Father Jean-Marc Balhan. Siya pong abangan nyo next week dito sa programa ng Power to Unite with Elvira.